Hello everyone and welcome back to more Fruits of Grisaia or Grisaia no Kajitsu. In the last episode, we moved into our new dorm with our new school, which has only 6 students and high walls around the building, so it's very suspicious to say the least. What will become of this? Well, let's have to find out. The puzzled faces staring back at me are familiar. It's the little girl, big woman combo I arbitrarily named the Cicada Sisters when I first arrived at the school yesterday.
誰？
Who do you think?
質問に質問を返すのはバカの証拠だって誰かが言ってたよね。
That's so. I suppose that means I'm irredeemably stupid. Please call me Moron Boy as if we've been friends for 10 years, Cicada Sisters.
セミ姉妹？
I saw the pair of you from the gate yesterday. One of you was swinging a cicada around and the other was shrieking, if I remember correctly.
変なとこ見られたな。あれはまあ、なんだ。
I'm afraid I cannot forget what happened. It was very unusual. But I'll see what I can do.
あ、ねえ、もしかして今日転入してくる学生って君？
Yeah, Kazumi Yuji, occupation student. Good to meet you. I thrust out my right hand, but the tall woman in front of me doesn't show any signs of grasping it. She stiffened on the spot, stared fixedly at my face. Looks as though she's even forgotten to breathe. Something wrong?
そうか、握手か。ごめん。
The big woman's frozen expression suddenly melts, and she lightly shakes my hand. It's an unexpectedly small but decidedly cold hand.
風見裕二？裕二くんか。なるほどね。私は周防あまね。はじめまして、裕二くん。ほら、マキナ。あんたも自己紹介は？
Why do I?
別に噛みつきゃしないわよ。名前は？
マキナ。イリス・マキナ。
Iris Machina. Iris Machina. Deus Ex Machina. Iris is a Greek god, and isn't Machina a Latin word? Literally translated, it would be something like Mecha Rainbow Goddess. What country are you from?
耳で聞くと確かにそう聞こえるかもしれないけど、漢字で書くと、入り江の入りに、巣鴨の巣、種まきのまきに、ナッパの名で、イリス・マキナ。日本人だよ。
Wasn't she speaking English just now?
ああ、この子、言語やがちょっとね。それに親の都合で6歳まで海外を飛び回ってたから。
Interesting. Well, good to meet you. Staring at my outstretched hand in silence, Machina clings to Amane's back as if trying to hide herself. What's wrong?
ああ、ごめん。この子、人見知りが激しいっていうか、男の子に慣れてないのよ。病院生活が長かったってのもあって、同世代の男の子が珍しいっていうか、どう接すればいいのかわからないみたいなのよね。
I withdraw the hand I'd been holding out towards Machina. There's no need to force her to deal with me in the first place, I guess.
いいのよ。そうやって甘やかすといつまで経ってもこのままなんだから。ほら、マキナ、握手は？じゃないわよ。ちゃんと挨拶できない子はおやつあげないわよ。
Is don't get any snacks supposed to be an effective threat in this day and age? Or so I thought. But hearing those words, Machina bites her lip tightly and extends her right hand towards me with a stiff, trained expression. I gently clasp her small hand and put on the natural-looking fake smile I learned from my master. I'm Kazami Yuji, occupation student. Good to meet you.
イリス・マキナです。よろしく。
Her voice is small and marked by a distinct lisp. Her hand is as tiny as her body, and is hot like that of a child.
ねえ、怖くないでしょ？挨拶だけじゃなくて、他に何かお話ししたいことは？
好きな動物は何ですか？
Interesting question. I like dogs. What about it?
へえ、答えてから質問するのね。
Fine, I'd rather take action, even at the risk of a mistake.
おお、かっこいい。まさか。
Then why did you laugh?
なんでだろうね。
I've heard answering a question with another question is a sign of stupidity.
あらそう。じゃあきっと私はバカなのね。これからは10年来の友達のようにバカねと呼んでちょうだい。
This one's feisty. Got it, moron girl.
今はまだ笑ってるけど、次呼んだら怒るよ。
What a troublesome woman.
あれ、もう行っちゃうの？
I don't feel like being late on my first day, if you'll excuse me.
授業が始まるまでまだ1時間はあるわよ。
I'm used to waiting. I'll kill time sightseeing over there or something.
それが悪いとは言わないけど。
I get that a lot. Well, I'll see you in class.
あ、ユージくん、ちょっと待って。
What?
私からも一つ質問していいかな？
If it's something I can answer.
その…ごめん、やっぱいいや。
If you've got something to say, spit it out. No need to hold back.
また後で聞くわ。もう少し考えをまとめてから。
I see. I don't understand the thought patterns of large women. My master would probably say, if you don't understand by now, you never will. But my own thoughts are more along the lines of, even if I could understand, why bother? Well then, having said that, Tamane, I'm confronted with the fact that there are no sights particularly worth seeing here. There's easily an hour until the start of class. I've obviously woken up too early. Well, still better than being late, I guess. Might as well wait in the classroom, I suppose. Right after I mumble those words, just as I begin walking down the hallway. What the? As I'm making my way towards the classroom the principal had described yesterday, I hear something resembling a scream. No, not a scream exactly. The hell? Although it doesn't seem to be an emergency situation, I'm certainly a bit concerned by the sound. It's dramatically out of place in the otherwise quiet morning schoolhouse. For the time being, I decide to approach. When I peer inside the hallway window, I find a single woman shouting in the direction of the blackboard. Judging from the fact that she's wearing a uniform, it would seem that she's a student, here like Asashi, Yamane, and Makina. Apparently obvious to my presence, she continues her routine.
ウォーミングアップ終わり。じゃあ次。
After deeply thinking, or inhaling, I'm sorry. All in one breath, she firmly lets loose a string of syllables familiar as a vocal tuning exercise.
よし、一息で言えた。いいぞ、私。いや、私。私の言うことが聞けないっていうの？なんか違うな。こんなんじゃ全然ダメだ。コホン。私の言うことが聞けないっていうの？今のは良かったと思う。じゃあ次。あんたのためにやってるんじゃないんだからね。
Is she practicing her lines for her tsundere? While staring at the memo pad in her hand, she awkwardly but forcefully rattles off phrases one after the other. Seemed like it'd be best to ask her what she's doing directly. This the broadcasting club? In response to my question, or more likely my entrance, the woman leaps up in shock and draws back a good 3 meters. Desk and chairs clatter dramatically in her wake. No, I might have been hasty to assume that from the vocal exercises. The drama club seems plausible as well. I seem to be saying some kind of lines.
誰ですかじゃなくて、誰なの
Just as I'm getting ready to rephrase my question, the woman preempts me with her own. Me, Kazumi Yuji, occupation student. I'll be transferring here as of today.
転校生この学校に
Yeah. Nodding, I walk a few steps forward and stand in front of the woman. So, are you doing some sort of rehearsal after all? Sorry if I interrupted. My apologies, ma'am.
演技なんかしてないすよっすだから何の遠慮もしなくていいのいや遠慮しなさい
Which is it?
いいからそこに座りなさいよ
I don't quite follow, but if I start asking questions, she'll probably get even noisier, so I choose the path of least resistance.
慌てない転校生なんだからファーストコンタクトがとても大事よ
My name is Michiru.
ミチル
After I flop down on a chair, the woman mutters to herself in a low but perfectly audible voice.
私は松島みちるよろしくね
In contrast, she delivers her self-introduction with an artificial brightness. That's so, initials MM, huh?
そうよだからってド M ってわけじゃないんだからね
I believe that is a reference to the anime called MM, which is actually really funny. You should watch it if you get a chance, or not. Don't matter to me. Nobody said anything remotely like that.
あごめんなさいじゃないそう聞きそうに見えたのよ
You want me to be called a masochist that badly?
したくないわよつかなんでそうなるの
Quite an energetic woman. She drops the subject and forges boldly on ahead.
そう私はこのクラスで委員長的なことをしているわだから何か困ったことがあったら私に相談してもいいのよ
What does that sorta mean?
それは委員長は他にいるからよその辺融通は聞かせなさいよ
Fair enough.
妙に物分かりがいいわねまあいいわそれと
The woman's voice suddenly grows quieter.
前もって聞いておくけどあなたは冗談が通じる方
I tell bad ones. Why would of it? Wouldn't call myself an enthusiast.
聞いておいてよかった
She clears her throat affectedly.
じゃああなたは私のことを特別に名前で呼んでいいことにするわ本当なら様付けで呼ばなきゃいけないんだけど許してあげる なんかまずいこと言っちゃったかなテンプレではこれでいいはずなんだけどやっぱり様付けとか言わない方が良かったのかももうその辺の今のもう一回やりの
You want me to call you Michiru, yes?
そうよそれでいいのそれで
She hums to herself and nods emphatically, apparently satisfied with this result. Next, she takes a colorful wafer of some sort out of a small container and crunches down on it vigorously. What are you eating?
あげないわよ
I didn't ask if I could have any, I asked what you were eating.
ただのラムネ菓子よそれがどうかしたの
That's so. From the way you were showing them off, I was pretty sure you wanted me to ask.
うるさいわねあんたに見せるためにやったんじゃないわよあ、なんか今のうまくいった多分今のそうよね結構良かったよね案外私素質あるのかも
I got a strange sense of deja vu from her phrasing just now. When was it? One of those long advertisements they put up inside trains Since I don't ride them often, the few I've seen stand out in my memory. Right, they reprinted this idiotic article from a woman's magazine about how to make men fall for you, purposely treating them coldly at first, in order to create a contrast for your affection when you make your move.
何いきなり考え込んでるのよ。で、こういう時はなんだっけ。
Sorry if my voice sounds different. I have a little bit of a cold right now.
ぼーっとなっちゃう気持ちも。で、それってなんか違うキャラよね。そうじゃなくて、
So you're supposed to be in Tsundere. Well, I'm afraid I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't handle you right now.
違うわよ。いや、違う。そうなんだけどって。嘘。いきなり言っちゃうわけ、それ。
Michiru covers her mouth with her left hand and staggers backward in apparent shock. Her reaction is a bit puzzling, I suppose, but I think I probably hit the bullseye. I see. I think I understand. You're playing a tsundere in an attempt to attract male attention, yes? But there's still some points I'm not clear on, like that hair. Why are you bleaching it?
これは地毛よ、地毛。
Please. A genuine blonde has a more natural tone, not the artificial-looking gold color. I've known a few.
うるさいわね。ヘアマニキュアでいい色合いのがなかったのよ。
That's so. Well, next time I happen to visit America, remind me to pick you up some better hair dye. So as I was saying, why bleach it? The hairstyle's a little odd as well. It's not one I see that often.
そう決まってるんだから仕方ないでしょ。
The way it has to be?
ツンデレには呪いがあるのよ。
Michiru begins to mumble her words under her breath as if to enumerate the curse's power.
私は地の髪の色が濃いからブリーチかけても1日放っておかないとダメだし、市販のだと皮膚が荒れちゃうから豊橋のメーカーが作ってるのをわざわざネットで取り寄せてるし、正直めんどくさいわよ。
That she has to describe the tsundere curse in the first person seems a bit strange, but pointing that out would only prolong this, so I leave it be.
でも金髪でツインテールで、そうじゃないと本当のツンデレとは認めてもらえない。だけど私、いや、私を出すにはこれしかないの。だからそれは否定しちゃいけないのよ。
Michiru jabs out an index finger in my direction and
ツンデレは金髪ツインテールなの。勝った？いや、わか
as she runs out of breath in grand style, the curtain finally drops on Michiru's one-woman show. The echoing of her ragged breathing is the only sound in the otherwise silent classroom. Exactly 30 seconds pass.
れ。なんで無言なのよ。
It's tough being a tsundere, got it. Not sure if that wasn't what she was looking for, or if she's just lost the will to go on, but Michiru glares at me while emitting a sound reminiscent of a malfunctioning industrial machine. Anyway, let's get along, Michiru.
よろしくないわよ。あんた一人でよろしくすればいいじゃない。
This isn't who you are, Michiru, you know it. You're not a tsundere, you're just playing pretend. Why don't you show me your true self? Be who you are. Don't be a fake. No one likes a fake person. Yeah, it goes without saying, I plan to get along just fine on my own.
そこはセオリー通りにちゃんと戸惑ってよ、バカ。
It really isn't easy being a tsundere, is it?
もういい、帰れ。
Finally breaking down, Michiru begins Michiru begins flinging waste paper, permanent markers, and anything else lying around in my direction in an attempt to drive me off. Are you crying? Sorry, my bad.
泣いてない、バカ。
My attempt at an apology seems to only have fueled her anger, so in the end I decided a temporary withdrawal is in fact called for. Class is starting in another 15 minutes, but it should be fine. I'll just kill some time somewhere.
おはよう。おはようございます。
5 minutes before the start of class, practically the moment after I re-enter the classroom, Amane and Sachi arrive. The tsundere from earlier is looking at me with naked aggression, but noticing the arrival of the others.
Ohayo, Amane, Sachi.
Resuming the performance in question, she promptly calls out to them.
Ohayo gozaimasu, Michiru-sama.
Ugh, please stop screaming, woman. Your scream is blood-curdling. The instant her greeting is returned, Michiru runs over noisily and shakes her hands in front of Sachi.
どうかしたんですか？サチ、あんたそれやめてって言ったでしょ？ミチル様っての。でもこれはミチル様が絶対にそう呼べって言ったから。だからあれはその冗談で、一度物理フォーマットしてもう一回入れ直せないね。
Michiru, while glancing over my direction for some reason, desperately entreats Sachi. Amane, leaning on a desk, seems to be occupied with trying to hold in her laughter.
そんな絶対って言ったから、だから私。泣かないで泣かないで、とりあえず今だけこれ命令。はい、泣きません。
This is gonna be a hell of a year. The instant Michiru speaks, Sachi tears abruptly, vanish, as if someone threw a switch. Michiru watches her cautiously, sweating heavily.
わかったわよ。特に何も規制とかしないから好きに呼べばいいじゃない。はい、ミチル様。
Michiru staggers her way back to her seat. Look, she has ghosts coming out of her eyes. With all the vitality of a limp rag. You feeling alright, Michiru?
殺すわよ。
Sorry, I just wanted to give it a try. See how it felt. Michiru collapses weakly onto her desk. Makina's lip-synced voice sounds from her rear of the classroom. Seems like she might not be used to my presence yet, judging from the way she beelines straight for Amane, hides herself behind her, and steals glimpses at me.
おはよう。あんたの人見知りというか、男見知りは本当に筋金入りね。マキナ、大丈夫よ。ちょっとムカつくとこもあるけど、こいつはそんな危ない人間じゃなさそう。
Appreciate it, Michiru.
別にあんたのためにしたわけじゃないわよ。決まった！今のは綺麗に決まった！
Keep up the good work. Apart from the large woman, this bunch seems to present quite a variety of communication difficulties. Nothing but fantastically normal students here. Eh, Principal? As if in response to my sarcasm with the chiming of the opening bell. The perfectly normal principal appears before my eyes. Wait a second, there's only 4. As we've arrived at the beginning of school day, I notice a difference from the information I heard yesterday. Standing at the podium, the principal notices the irregularity at a glance. Her tone seems to be asking if anyone's familiar with the circumstances.
今日も重役出勤じゃないかしら。ここんとこずっとそうだし。確かに最近は夕方からしか来なくなっちゃったわね。
ユミちゃんどうしたのかな。
何かあったんでしょうか。
Apparently, I'm not the only one with questions about Arlo and Trant. Truant, not Trant.
まあいいわ。風見くんの紹介もしたかったけど、そのうちに会えるでしょ。
Oh, strangely tolerant.
ちょっといろいろとあってね。じゃあ出席を取ります。
From an open window, the scent of the tide flows into the room. Perhaps because of the walls and steel fences surrounding us on all sides, it's not always easy to remember that this place is in fact close to the sea. In contrast to the breeze and the blue skies, intimidation. Intimations? Intimidation. That's what it's supposed to be, but it's misspelled. In contrast to the breeze and the blue skies, intimidations of freedom, the gray of those jutting fences speaks of denial and rejection. While my classmates raise their voices energetically, I pass the time staring into that sky. School life, huh? School life.
ここが視聴覚教室です。すべての席にリスニングとヒアリングの機材が揃えられていて、語学学習にも適しています。
Looks that way. I can tell from a glance that this place is well equipped. Using the time after the homeroom period, I'm getting a small introduction to the school's facilities from Sachi. Normally this would be the principal's job, but she seems to be occupied with official duties, so I ended up getting another tour from my class rep.
ライブラリはすべて外部にあるサーバーと高速回線でつながっていて、いつでも短時間で検索し鑑賞することができます。だからここには DVD とかブルーレイとかは一本もないんです。
Which would make checking a movie out impossible, I guess.
そうですね。あまねさんはそれで前に残念がってました。
Sachi smiles a bit wryly as she speaks. Most of this stuff is probably in that pamphlet somewhere, but Sachi's explanations are comparatively to the point, clear and easy to understand. Seems he's actually quite intelligent.
過去に放送されたテレビ番組も全部ではありませんが、鑑賞することができます。ないものについては請求して承認されればサーバーに入れてもらえますので。
Looks like they weren't that sloppy on the casting after all.
何のドラマの話ですか？
The school drama currently being broadcast.
以上になります。
Having completed a general view of the school's facilities, Sachi's explanation comes to an end. Thanks, it was a big help.
いえ、これもクラス委員の仕事ですから。
I guess so.
それより風見さんはまだここに残るんですか？
Yeah, there's still a classmate I haven't met yet, after all.
あ、そうですね。
Hearing my response, Sachi's brisk tone gives way to a hesitant mumble.
い
What?
え、なんでもないです。すみません。
After a brisk bow, she quickly runs off down the hallway. Did I trigger a death flag just now? I don't think there's a single person in the world who wouldn't worry after that kind of ominous foreshadowing. Well, that might just be an overstatement. There are some pretty carefree people out there. I'm just not one of them. Seems like it would be best to be on my guard, or more so than usual. The light flooding in through the windows has shifted from overhead to my side. It won't be that long until the sun sets. After parting from Sachi, I walk into the empty hallway alone. My surroundings are very nearly soundless, thanks to my habitually quiet footsteps. However, inside the stillness, I sense a definite presence at my destination. She finally show up? I hear a faint sound from the interior of the previous silent classroom. Without confirmation, I slowly open the door. I wonder what could be waiting on the other side. Well, we'll just have to find out in the next video. So take it easy, everybody.